All right, morning everyone. Welcome to another exciting episode of the Daily High. I am your host, Tone Vase. Matt should be with us next week, but I will continue to hold down the fort. Let me make sure we are live and that we have good audio and good video. And let's go straight to the charts. All right. Everything should be all set. We are looking at the weekly chart. My chart's reset. So let's take a look at the oscillators. The RSI is not looking great. It is pointing to potentially more downside. What about the MACD? The MACD is also not looking great, pointing to potentially more downside. What about the CMF? The CMF has a little bit of an uptick. And the CMF has continued to be somewhat strong. It is down, it is declining, but the CMF has given us a little bit of hope. And the MSR is not very helpful at the moment. Now let's go to the price action. The weekly candle is back to being a green one candle. It is now back to being a price flip candle. I would love to see a green star candle next week that is also breaking out of this downward sloping channel. I still believe the low is in and we're going to continue to consolidate a bit, but the chances that we break out are actually still kind of good. This is why I continue to hold my 50% bullish allocation. We were back to almost 61,000 this morning, or we are back to almost 61,000 this morning. We're at 60,700. Got to keep an eye on that 10 a.m. reversal to the downside at this point, and we will do that when we get to the lower level time frames. On the allocation chart, as long as we are above these candles, as long as we're above 57.5, I'm going to continue to hold my position and potentially go more long or leverage long once we're dealing in the $64,000 to $67,000 range. What about the daily chart? Let's take a look at the BitMax funding rate. The BitMax funding rate has now started favoring the bulls very, very nicely. Let's look at the RSI. The RSI is looking pretty good. It made a swing low and is now going up. The RSI did reset last month, earlier this month actually. So the RSI on the daily is looking somewhat strong, and it needs to get into that overbought territory. It hasn't been there in quite a while. Let's talk about the MACD. The MACD is not looking good. The MACD looks very bearish on the daily chart. And we're about the CMF. The CMF is not looking good either. It's not terrible, but it's definitely not screaming buy right now. So now let's go to the price action. We are now in the middle range, right? The middle range is the indecision range. As long as we are in this indecision range, nothing needs to be done. Now, if next candle is breaking out above both moving averages with a green star candle, I'm going to be very, very bullish. We almost made it to a daily. Oh, it's not the daily, it's a 12-hour. My bad, guys. Sorry, guys. 12-hour chart. I'm like, whoa, I don't remember us being this close to a daily MRI buy. I'm not sure why it's a 12-hour chart. It should be the daily chart. Let's review everything I said. Ignore everything I said. Let's go and look at the RSI. RSI looks good. Nothing changed from the 12-hour. The MACD looks neutral. It's not bad. It's not good. The CMF, however, does not look very strong. But once it gets into the positive territory, especially once it is breaking the prior swing high, the CMF becomes very, very strong. So hopefully in a couple of days, And the BitMEX funding rate is favoring the bulls. Now let's go to the price action. We are just sliding into the neutral zone. On a daily chart, we got a red star candle. I'm not happy with this red star candle. I really need to update this code. This red star candle probably should have disappeared. Probably should have disappeared. I gotta look into that. I gotta look into what's happening. It used to work properly. Maybe something, I don't know. Something must have changed. I'll release the new code. Let me just get unconfiscatable out the way, and then we're gonna release the new code. Yeah, the moving averages are bunching up, which is good. It's a very good sign. And on a daily scale, tomorrow's candle, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now it's gonna take a few more candles to get to a price flip. So we have time. We have time. I would love to see this consolidated in the $62,000 range. Basically, I want to see this consolidate near my entry so I don't feel stupid for entering at 62 and a half. I would love to see it consolidate between 62 and 62 and a half for at least 3 to 4 days and then break out to get, green star candles everywhere at the $63,000 breakout. We're going to go look at the 10 a.m. reversal in a minute. Here's the 4-hour chart. It's on a green star candle, which is good, and the 1-hour chart probably on an MRI top or coming into an MRI top on the hourly. Has to. Let's wait. Oh, what happened? Indicator failed? That's rare. Okay. Let me refresh the page. Let the MRI load. That's the 4-hour. Here's the 1-hour. Let the MRI load. There it is. Oh, we've gone past the MRI top with a new green star candle. So the 1-hour is very, very bullish. Now let's go take a look at the 10 a.m. reversal. And this is a candidate for the 10 a.m. reversal, guys. Market opens right here. We went up 500 bucks. There's your 10 a.m. candle. Let's see how the S&P is doing. We're going straight to the S&P 5-minute chart. Here's your S&P. We got a gap, and then we consolidated, and then we hit a reversal candle. This is a little bit tricky of a 10 a.m. reversal. I would wait until this candle is broken to the downside on the next candle, which is only 50 seconds away. So my short entry for the 10 a.m. reversal would take place below this candle's swing low. And if this candle's low comes in lower than my red line, then the red line will just have to move. But there's 30 seconds left, and I don't think it'll go lower than my red line in 27 seconds. That's where the short trade gets activated and the stop loss gets put in place just above the swing high. Remember, the 10 a.m. reversal doesn't care if you're bullish or bearish or like I remember I was trading a 10 a.m. reversal for like an entire month, and when the month ended, I had no idea if it was a bullish month for the S&P or a bearish month for the S&P. I actually had no clue. The market could have gone up every day that year, that month, and I could have shorted the market every single day and made money, right? Because if the market is up like this going into 10 a.m., what did we go up? From yesterday to 10 a.m., we're up 36 points. If I make a 10-point profitable trade to the downside, and then it reverses and goes up 20 points, the S&P has just gone up 40 points. I made money shorting it for 10 of those 40 points. This can happen every single day for a month, and for all I know, the stock market fell 5% that month, and in reality, the market went up 10% that month, and I made money every day. I mean, that's never actually happened, but theoretically, that can happen. And here we go. So I just entered my 10 a.m. short trade on the S&P, and that is my stop loss, and we will keep an eye on this. What was my risk? My risk is 9 points. That is an unreasonably high amount of risk. I was never happy with anything remotely that. Half of that would make me nervous. So this is a trade that needs to be watched more carefully. I would not have gone many contracts on this trade, probably only 2 contracts. I don't like 9 point stop losses. That is unreasonably high. That is $900 in risk on this trade on just 2 S&P mini contracts. Oh, we got to go and take a look at NVIDIA. That's my risk. I will lower this the moment this candle ends. Yeah, NVIDIA. Let's go take a look at NVIDIA. This is the ES contract that I would be trading. Let's look at the dollar. The dollar is rising in strength. I was very surprised to see the dollar this low. Let's go to the stocks. Let's go to NVIDIA. I did not expect a very eventful earnings. I said this on Spaces. Joe Colasari said that the options market were pricing in a 10% move. I took the under on that, and we are at a 3% move. So anyone that straddled or strangled, which was my expertise in options trading back in the day, anyone that straddled or strangled NVIDIA is totally screwed this morning. They would have only made money if NVIDIA moved 10% or more, and it clearly did not. It didn't even move half as much. And NVIDIA is actually down, and yet the stock market was up. This is very interesting. What is this wavy line thing? Okay. Just want to make sure I have real life data, real live data. All right, we'll just go backwards now. I still think the Fed is going to lower the interest rate. That's probably not good for my short trade on the S&P. Oh no, it's a weekly chart. That doesn't matter. Why is it a why is that a weekly chart? There's the daily chart. Nothing really to say on that. Yeah, this trade is now starting to make me uncomfortable, but we have a stop loss for a reason. I don't want this video to be too long, but just so you guys know, if next candle is trading in the middle of current candle, I will be lowering the stop loss to the top of current candle. I'm going to give this a little extra patience, or I might do what I did yesterday. This is my take profit line. If I'm ever uncomfortable with the trade, I take profit with the smallest of gains, enough to eat dinner and pay for a gym membership, basically, which I don't use these days. Yeah, 2 points, $200, I'll take it. I'm not doing this, by the way. Nope, 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 nope. There it goes. And there it goes. There goes the short in the money. I am almost comfortable lowering the stop loss to the top of that candle, significantly lowering my risk, but I will always only do this on the back end of current candle. What does it mean on the back end of current candle? I'm not doing this yet. Let's make this clear. On the back end of current candle means the candle has like 2 minutes left. That's the back end of the candle. Only on the back end of current candle. Right now, it's the front end of current candle. All right, I'll wait till the end of this candle because, like I said, 9 points of risk is way more than I'm comfortable with. So I do want to walk you through this theoretical trade. Let's see what Bitcoin's doing. Gold is still on its MRI top. Oil is still not interesting. And this is the allocation chart, and here's Bitcoin continuing to go higher. How did the ETFs do yesterday on their purchase? As you can see on the downside, as Bitcoin is dropping, BlackRock is not selling. Only all the rest are selling. Let's see how we did yesterday. A 2,000 sell day, but none of it came from BlackRock. To me, this is kind of fascinating. I don't know what you guys think. Here we go. We're getting close to the back end of the candle. I'm going to put in a take profit line just in case. If this candle closes near the top of current candle, I will probably walk away with another $100. I'll put it here and I'll be happy with a $100 win. At the moment, we're staying patient. We're letting the 10 a.m. reversal do its thing. Waiting to get to the back end of the candle. Right now, we're in the center of the candle at 2:30. Half the candle has passed. I want to be on the back end. I want to be with less than 2 minutes, preferably closer to a minute left in the candle before I make any stop loss decisions. Right, this is why I haven't done it yet. We're at 2 minutes and counting. Let me look at your live chat. How accurate are the GDP numbers? They're as accurate as I would be doing them. The GDP number, like if you said, hey, Tone, can you give us a GDP number? And then like half an hour later, I tell you what the GDP is going to be. It's about equally as accurate. And then 3 months later, you ask me, Tone, can you revise your GDP number from 3 months ago? And then I would take about a half an hour. I would think about it. And then I would tell you a new number, and their revisions are equally as accurate. This is looking super promising. I can now, we're under a minute. I can now comfortably lower my stop loss to the swing high of the prior candle. And now my stop loss is 5.5 points instead of the 9 points it was earlier. This is my take profit. It's not an official place. I would say if I'm up 5 points, I would take half my profit. Half. I would sell half of whatever my position is. I definitely don't like how this candle ended. I really don't like how that candle ended. That's my new stop loss, and I'm sticking to it. Remember, I always had the option. If I feel uncomfortable with the trade, I always have the option to take a $100 gain with a 1 point. All I need is 1 point. 1 point on the S&P. That's a $100 gain. And there goes the stop loss. It's 90% going to get hit. And I would actually be comfortable going long for the rest of the day. I may or may not do that. We just avoided my stop loss. Remember, my stop loss is one or two. This trades in quarter increments. So I would be 1 to 2 clicks above the last swing high. So whatever that swing high was, 625.50, I would be at either 626 or 625.75. All right. If we had hit the stop loss, I would have ended the video right then and there. But we did not. We avoided the stop loss. And now it's looking like a very promising candle. In fact, I don't want to take my $100 gain here. I'm actually now very comfortable. If this candle gets anywhere near these lows, I'm going to be super comfortable taking half my profit. Maybe I'll take half my profit at 4 points lower, right? Not 5. But somewhere in the vicinity between up 4 points, which is $400 on 2 contracts, or 6 points, which is $600 on 2 contracts, I would sell 1 contract. Remember, the cost of buying and selling the contract is $1. That's your exchange fee, $1. So the moment we hit my purple line, that's $300 in the bank, and then you set your stop loss all the way down here and break even. So the minimum you're going to walk away with is like $400 today. If this candle closes anywhere near these lows, I am 90% confident it's going to hit this purple line at down 6. Here we go. There we go. Here we go. One more tick. Bam. I just took down $300 and immediately break even stop loss. And the moment this candle ends, my stop loss is probably going right here after the candle ends. If we're anywhere lower than this purple line, that's where my stop loss is going. This would be an additional 2.5 points on now 1 contract. So that's an additional $125 to my 300. 300 already in the bank. This is only with 2 contracts. I never trade 1 contract. I always trade minimum 2. Minimum 2, maximum I traded was 10. Somewhere between 2 and 10. At 10 contracts, that's $1,500 in the bank. Remember, stop loss is not there yet. Stop loss is break even. A smidge over break even. That's the stop loss. New stop loss. Took 300. New stop loss. You know, could have gotten an extra point on it or 2, but why get greedy? Why get greedy? You know, I almost got stopped out for a $500 loss. Missed the stop out by 50 cents. And now we're $300 in the bank. There's the red is the entry, blue is the new stop loss. So break even stop loss on the other half of the trade. All right, I think you guys get the point. There is no more take profit. Take profit's gone. The rest of the trade is determined by a stop loss. That's it. We made 300 bucks. The rest is determined by a stop loss. If this candle closes anywhere near the swing lows, the stop loss is going significantly lower. And if it's past 2 p.m., I set a trailing stop at like 1 or 2 points, or close the trade at 4 p.m. Like that's my conditional stop order. I'm not holding this trade after hours. Though if it's a 1 point stop loss, that's fine. I can hold it into tomorrow, right? But it's always gonna bounce back 1 or 2 points. So still have 3 minutes in this candle. We're right here, just above this candle. The stop loss is just above that candle's high. And if this candle closes anywhere near the lows, my stop loss is going to go right into the smack in the center here. And then I'm just going to keep lowering the stop loss as the trade keeps going in my direction. That's the trade. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let's see how Bitcoin's doing. Following the S&P. Didn't reverse as cleanly, but hey, the 10:05 a.m. candle did mark the high. You would have done the same exact thing. This candle marks the high. You enter at the break of a candle's low. See, this candle didn't break this candle's low. This candle didn't break this candle's low. This candle broke this candle's low. So you enter your short trade. I would enter my short trade at the break of this candle's low with the stop loss above the candle's high, and down you go. Beautiful 10 a.m. reversal to the downside. And I will see you all on the next one. Like, subscribe, share, and still down in Panama. Bye, guys. Oh, shoot, I forgot to do a show with Mark Wood this week. That sucks. My bad.